What's going on, everyone? Happy 8 p.m. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited if you are here joining us live. Jimmy, great to see you on. Morgan and Justin, great to see you on. So, just a recap because it's been a while. I just want to share kind of the formats for this video because I know people are probably going to watch this a little bit later since it's been so long since I've been a live stream. I can't imagine everyone will be on right now. So the format of this video, it's probably going to look a little bit long lengthwise, but the main content that I'm going to talk about, how to build your confidence, I will talk about in the first, let's say, 5 minutes of this video. After that, I'll do Q&A. I'll interact with anyone who's live right now, answer any questions, and give a few updates. Morgan, I have a quick update for you. I'll just say it right now. I am coming. I'm probably coming back to Crescent Elk. What is that? February 1st. That's Friday, and then Saturday after that. I'll tell you more information about that later. I'm just really excited about that. Okay, so moving on. It's been several weeks since I've done live streams, but let me get to the topic first. So for whoever's on gets the questions answered about confidence, and then we'll move on to other things. Everyone, I'm so happy to see you on. Thank you so much. And I'm excited. Okay. So let's talk about confidence. Confidence is something that I struggle a lot with growing up. And I struggled. I didn't know how to be confident. I was like, I have to be stronger or have a six-pack abs, or, I have to be smarter in order to be confident. And what I realized in this whole journey, and a huge breakthrough that I recently had, is confidence is this weird thing. Like people have this, always say this idea of like fake it till you make it. And I'm not a big fan of that phrase, fake it till you make it, because I think being authentic is very important. And so here's kind of my recent discovery and what I understand about confidence today. So I had the privilege of doing some interviews, and when I was doing this, I was interviewing people for about 7 hours, and it was about leadership. It was about like taking on your life and things like that. So there's this person who I could tell was struggling with her confidence. And it triggered an old memory of mine. And I remember back in the day, I used to be overweight. I used to weigh 210 pounds. And then from 210 pounds, obviously, I was very self-conscious. I hated my body. I hated the way I looked. I thought I looked disgusting. I thought I looked fat, unattractive. No one likes me. So I felt the desire to lose weight. So I started losing weight. I got to, from 210, I dropped down to 190. To 180, to 175, to 170. Eventually, I dropped all the way down from 210 all the way down to 147, I believe, or 148, something like that. So I lost about 60, a little over 60 pounds. And I remember feeling so confident, so on fire. But there's still that voice inside my head that said, Richard, but you're still fat. But I felt confident. And, like you couldn't take that confidence away from me when I was skinny. And I felt like that's, that's who I need to be. So yes, if you achieve a certain ideal of what you want, sure, you'll be confident. But what happens when you start getting that weight back, or you start shifting? Then you start losing that confidence. And this is what I realized. Yes, how we look, this is just speaking about body image, but this applies to intelligence. How smart are we? How cool are we? All these different conversations we might have. But what I realized is confidence is really like, it's massively an internal thing. And it's very strange in a way. Like, for example, let's just talk about weight. Okay. So if I go back and think about my body, you can actually be, not look your ideal weight, but still be very confident with yourself. And what I realized is, goodness, it's hard to explain. Like here's the main concept. I feel like I'm rambling too much. The main concept is, if you want to be confident, you just be confident. I don't think it's going to make a lot of sense until you actually do it. It's tricky. So let me try to reiterate this. By the way, I just want to throw out there, I don't have all the solutions of life. I don't have, this is more of a open conversation. I'm not trying to say I know all the answers. But I had a moment a couple weeks ago where I realized, like, for the longest time, my internal conversation, the voice inside my head I've never ever really authentically said, Richard, you're confident. You're confident. You're powerful. You're amazing. I'd always tell myself it, Richard, you're confident. You're amazing. But I didn't really mean it. I didn't really mean that I was confident and intelligent and all those things to myself. But what I realize is if you want to be confident, how you be confident is you literally just own it. Like if you don't feel confident, it's like you got to let go of the stories. Letting go is a huge part of being confident. Letting go of who you think you are, letting go of those beliefs that you're not good enough, that you're fat, you're overweight, you're not cool, you're stupid, and choose to be who you want to be. Choose to be confident. So 2 weeks ago, I literally made a choice in my mind that I started telling myself that I'm confident. Genuinely telling myself that I'm confident. Not this, let me affirm it. Richard, you're so confident. It wasn't like that. It was like, I genuinely believe I'm confident. And every single day when I wake up in the morning, I remind myself, Richard, you are confident. You're a confident, powerful man. That's who you are. Now, every single day, not every single day, very often, I still struggle with anxiety. Okay. That anxiety of feeling, oh my goodness, I'm not going to make it, things like that. That's a real struggle. This morning, I was feeling so anxious. My anxiety was stopping me from getting work done. And I had to push myself out of it. And I'm still working through that. But you can still be confident when you believe in yourself. Okay, so that's my little spiel on confidence. Like confidence is really about just being and owning, I am confident. And wow. That's what I have to say. I hear the back thoughts already. I hear the back thoughts of like, well, that's cool, Richard. I'm thinking like if I were in your shoes, if I was talking to myself, if I was an audience member, like, that's cool, Richard. I get it. Be confident, but how do I be confident? I would still be confused. And I don't have all the solutions. I wish if I spent more time to think about how to like properly lay this all out, I think that'd be very, very beneficial for both you and myself. But for now, what I realize is confidence it's just about being. It's just about owning it. Being. It's not about your accomplishments. Oh, here's another one. Here's another huge lesson I learned 2 weeks ago when I did my interviews. I realized if you want to be happy in your life, if you want to be confident, if you want to be successful, whatever it is, happiness and confidence does not come from your results. In a way, screw your results. Forget about what your test scores are. I'm not saying don't try. That's not what I mean. If don't worry about your results. Don't worry about, if you didn't do as well as you wanted to on an exam or whatever it is. What really matters is like, hold on. Let me think about this properly. Okay. It's not about the results. Like success is not about results. Like success and happiness is about I feel like it's really about owning each moment. I'm trying to make this more practical because I'm hearing myself talk and I understand what I'm saying, but how do I communicate it in a way that makes sense to my younger self? Because as an audience, I'm putting myself in your shoes and I need to make it more clear. I want to read your comments. I'm going to read your comments in just a second, everyone. Everyone, thank you so much for being on again. I appreciate it. Confidence. Okay. You know what? Look, I don't have the full solution, but here's what I'm going to end with. If you're someone who struggles with confidence and, just you don't feel very confident with yourself, yes, and confidence does come in different ways. You could be confident in playing basketball, but you could, be terrible at not very confident with school, or you could not very confident when it comes to dating or talking to a girl or a guy, but you can feel confident in your piano skills. So there is different levels of confidence in different areas. But I'm talking about like general confidence in yourself. So my main thing is if you are someone who struggles with feeling confidence in general, just know that is something that could be improved. I I feel like I am a very, very good example of someone who struggled a ton with confidence. I still struggle with confidence today in a way. Like prior to 2 weeks ago, I still there's a chance there's a very high chance that I will struggle with my confidence as I go throughout my life, because confidence goes in a way up and down. But hold on, it's like it goes up, but it goes like this. It goes slowly up. So you start building on your confidence as it goes up. It'll go down, it'll go up, it'll go down, and it'll up. But as long as you keep continuing to build your confidence, you'll eventually get there. So that's where I am with my journey. I look at my friends who are massively confident. I look at people like my brother, who's super confident as well, who is consistently confident because they've built and developed that skill of confidence. My point is, we all have that ability to do that, myself included, yourself included. Okay. If you see me as a confident person, honestly, like in a way you could say, yes, I'm confident. But the thing is, oftentimes you don't know what the other person's thinking. Like for a long time, a lot of people, when I go to speak at schools and whatever, people say, oh, Richard, you're so confident. And you might see that, but in my head, a lot of times, in the past few years, I didn't see myself as confident. Other people saw me as confident, but I didn't see myself as confident. So my point is, confidence can be built, and just keep working at it. All right. That's what I got. All right. Next thing, Honey, good to see you on. Hey, okay, real quick. All my friends at Crescent Elk Middle School, I want to let you know it's not official yet, but we've had conversations about it, and there's a pretty high chance I will be at Crescent Elk Middle School on February 1st. That's a Friday. And there's also on February 2nd, there's a what is it called? There's a day camp. There's a day camp for Del Norte County that I'll be speaking at. So if you are at Crescent Elk or in the area, February 1st, I'll be there. February 2nd, I'll be there probably. No contract has officially been signed, but there's been talk about it. So I just want to throw that out there. Tentatively let your friends know, let people know, because not a lot of information has been given out about that yet. Yes, but I just want to let you know, I'm so excited to reconnect with all of you in that area. You're amazing. And yes, before I read your comments, I'm vaguely reading your comments right now. But before I dive into it and really go in depth with it, I want to give a quick little update about my life for the past 3 months or so. So I haven't been creating content, and the main reason why I have not been creating content is just because I've been trying to really focus on myself. I'm going to be very transparent and real with you. In December was not a good month for me. I struggled a lot. I fell into this. Wait, what's the word here? I fell into this little funk where I didn't want to do anything. And the girl I'm dating right now, she was awesome. She studies psychology, and so she helped me out with this. I want to share with you this tiny little diagram for anyone who struggles with anxiety. If you struggle with anxiety, like myself, this is a little quick diagram that might support you. Okay, so this is my personal diagram. This is my struggle. Okay, so what happens is, for me, I feel anxiety when I feel like I need to meet certain expectations. Like, for example, growing up, I had a lot of pressure. I had a lot of pressure to succeed. I had a lot of pressure to get straight A's. I never got straight A's because I just didn't understand school very well. My brother and sister got straight A's. I didn't get it. So I always felt like I was behind. I always felt inadequate. And so I think, in a way, because my parents and my family put really high expectations on me, I grew up putting high expectations on myself. So what happens in my life is I always have very high expectations of myself. And then what happens, it goes like this. Okay. First is expectations. And then when I feel high expectations, but I feel a lot of anxiety because I'm scared, I can't reach it, I can't fulfill my fulfill the expectations of getting straight A's, or speaking at a certain amount of schools, or getting my business off the ground, or whatever it is, I start feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so it goes. I have expectations. I don't meet them. I start feeling overwhelmed, and then what happens for me is when I start feeling overwhelmed, I have a natural desire. This is how my mind works, to shut down. So it starts from high expectations and then feeling overwhelmed. And then I just shut down mentally. I don't want to face the world. I just want to sleep. I'll drown myself out. I don't want to make YouTube videos because I feel overwhelmed. Okay. So that's my cycle. What my girl taught me, which is awesome, is that for me, this is something I'm working on right now, which I'm just being very transparent about. When I have expectations and I start feeling overwhelmed, the goal is to not do this, to not go into shutdown mode. And this takes that confidence building, resilience, and everything like that. So one thing that I've been working on, like today was a perfect example where I felt anxiety. Instead of shutting down, instead of like going to sleep or watching videos, I forced myself to try something else. And by the way, if you feel anxiety, I think according to the girl I'm dating who struggled with anxiety before, and she does not struggle with anxiety anymore. I trust her because she studies this stuff and she's massively powerful, resilient. Is that once you start building positive habits, eating healthy, exercising, things like that, when you start building positive habits, your anxiety will go away. And she said it took her like 3 to 6 months. So if you struggle with anxiety, keep pushing yourself to do positive habits. Myself personally, for the past 2 weeks, I've been going to the gym almost every single day. I've been eating really clean. I've been waking up early. I've been reading books. I got books stacked up on my desk right now. Every single day I read, and I'm trying to push myself. Now, what's funny is sometimes, like, literally, it's the smallest things that will get us, like, flip the switch for us. For example, in December, I wasn't having it. Literally, I was just like, oh my goodness, like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to read. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to eat healthy. I just want to eat junk food. I just want to sleep. I just want to, like, not exist in the world. And anxiety could do that. But sometimes when we just push ourselves just a little bit, like if an opportunity comes up, like a friend says, hey, I got to go run, I got to go run a mile for my whatever baseball, soccer practice or something. And then you're just like, can I join you? Like you don't really want to do it, but like, can I join you? Like whenever literally the girl I was dating was like, I'm going to the gym. I'm like, can I go? And then she's like, yeah. That first time I went to the gym 2 weeks ago was literally the starting point. I did not know I was going to start going to the gym every single day. Ever since that day, I've been going to the gym every single day. So point is, if you're struggling with anxiety, just know that there is a way out of it. And it takes practice, building positive habits. It does take effort. It is a struggle. It's hard, but you could do it. And I'll keep you posted on my journey. Okay, enough talking from me. That's my journey. I want to get to your comments. And I'm sure we're all talking about the Super Bowl right now because that's what I see. Alrighty. I don't know where to start with the comments because I've literally been talking for 19 minutes and not reading comments. So please forgive me. I'm gonna just jump in the middle of comments. If I miss your comment, then let me know, okay? Or just rewrite your comment. I'm gonna start. Oh, all right, Morgan in Illinois. Sad face. Here. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna see how many comments there are. You know what? I'm gonna try to start from the top. Morgan says, sorry, Richard, it's been such a long time since I got in a bad accident. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm back and I couldn't forget about you. You signed my shoes, remember, Crescent Elk? I don't know if you remember, but I'm so glad to be back. Oh, welcome. Jamie says, hey, Richard, how are you doing? Happy 2019 this year. What are your goals? Here, I'll answer that question real quick. So my 2019 goals are constantly changing. because I had a goal. I had goals, and I still do have this goal. I don't know if it's going to be the goal. So here's what I'll have to say. I have a goal to book, do 50 fully paid speaking gigs for the 2019 year. So, traveling to 50 different places, speaking at 50 different locations. That's goal number one. And then I also want to, the girl I'm dating also mentioned, you should really do goals that excite you. They're like really like bold and like, fun, exciting, scary. So that's a goal. That's something I'm still working on right now. All right. Yes. Where have you been? Okay. Hi, Mackenzie. Good to see you on. What is up? Sean, good to see you on. Hey, Richard, it's been a while, and I was wondering if I could call you maybe later after the live stream. Not tonight. I do have plans, but maybe another time, man. Pika says, will you start doing streams on your stream schedule? Right now, in terms of live streams, I don't know what my schedule is going to be. I do know this week I'm going to be busy this is probably the only stream I'm going to do this week. But I do want to start doing more streams. So I want to check my calendar real quick. My guess, I'm going to aim to do live stream probably next Monday and or Wednesday. So a week from today. That's my goal. All right. Mackenzie says, just noticed that you have 1.9.1K subscribers. Congrats. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jonathan, road to number one trending. As always. Stephanie says, you're the best, Richard. Sorry, I didn't really watch your live streams. That's okay. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Oliver, what's up? Yeah, Ventroid. Who comes to a positive live stream just to dislike? Anyway, thanks, Richard, for discussing confidence. I could really use some in day-to-day life. You're welcome. Pika says, you are over 9,000 subs. Yeah, over 9,000. It's a lot of power, right? Inside joke. Memes. Dragon Ball Z memes. All right. Honey says, you talking to me? In front of me? Must be talking to you. In terms of Crescent Elk. Let's see here. Honey says, guess what, Richard? I'm on soccer traveling team now. We have to work like 5 times harder because we would be going against 18-year-olds, but it's exciting. Honey, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Justin says, this is cool, Richard. I'm watching you on my TV. That's pretty hardcore. I must have a very big face on your TV screen right now. Mackenzie says, why have I not come to LM? Because I haven't been invited there yet. Let's see. I can't wait for you to come to our school again. Yes, maybe could meet you. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I do know for anyone at Crescent Elk, when I go there, I'm only speaking to a select group of students. I think like 270 students. That's what I've been told so far. And we're still in conversation. It's not the whole entire school. It's just like a portion of the school. Yeah. Neko Nerdo, what's up? Good to see you on. Long time no see. Knuckles. I'm playing Fortnite right now. Sweet. Let's see. Rams or Patriots? I'm gonna go with Rams. Go for the hometown, LA. Yeah, that was exciting. My boy D Hankins, who's also another motivational speaker, was Instagram storing his him watching the game, the last game with the Rams. That was exciting. Tied game, overtime, all that good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I'm also rooting for the Rams because back in the day, I used to be a little bit anti-Patriots. I mean, no hate for the Patriots. So back in the day, my team was the Packers, Green Bay Packers. Like this is back in like early 2000s or 1990s or something. And they played against the Patriots, and the Patriots won the Super Bowl. So that's why I want any other team but the Patriots to win. Just for lulz. Let's see. Do I think the girl will ever be on stream? I mean that's a possibility. Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Yeah. Uh, let's see. As much as I would like to call it a girlfriend, I think officially it'd be called dating. Yeah, that's what I'll say. She's amazing though. What books am I reading right now? So I'm doing a couple things. I'm into like kind of self-help books. So the one book here, I'll show you. The book I just finished reading is this one. The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. So this is a great book. Like I'm not a fast reader. I read very slow. But this is one of those books that are like it's super super simple to read. Like there's not a lot of text, but everything's like little nuggets of wisdom by a monk that tells you like how to reduce your anxiety, how to be calm. So I love this book. This is kind of like my staying calm Bible in a way. I'm not religious, but yeah, this is my how to stay calm Bible. And then I'm kind of rereading this book, Think and Grow Rich. This is literally a must read. Like it's a classic. Almost everyone reads it. And it looks kind of boring. If you're in middle school or high school and not into, being rich and learning how to be rich yet, it might be a little bit of a heavy read, but it's not too bad. It is a little bit more of a grown up book though. It teaches you how to think and grow rich. Money mindset. So there's that. Yeah, I'm also I'm trying to do every single week. I'm trying to go to the library once and I spend the whole day just reading there, or for like maybe 3 or 4 hours. I've been reading a book called Self-Esteem, which is great because my message. I spend a lot of time thinking about self-esteem, so I think that's a very important book. If you want to build up your self-esteem, that's a great book. Again, these are very adult books, so that's all I gotta say. If you're not into that kind of personal development stuff, then stay tuned for the book that Richard's going to write in the future. That's hopefully not as boring. Not saying that they're boring. It's just, as a kid, I would have a very short attention span and not want to read these kind of books. Give me more pictures. I'll give you more pictures. Alrighty. Goodness gracious. That moment, you don't know how far. Okay. We're still a little bit behind comments. Let's see here. Jimmy, hold on. Justin Credible says, "Hey, Rich, I got a live question to ask. Go for it." I'll read this. Basically, Richard, for the past 8-ish years, I've lost trust, livability to society, people in the outside world, and I never remember why. But I discovered that the biggest cause was my city years. City years. Oh, biggest cause was my city. Years ago, had a riot over a hockey game. That sounds intense. This really upset me because I didn't think I lived in a city that did stuff like that. Now I'm very anxious when I'm taking the bus to work or just in the outside world in general. Any advice? I know it's a very broad question. So, Justin, what I'm hearing you say is, in a way, your city, especially with the hockey riots and stuff like that, like there's a lot of tension and animosity when in the city, and that experience of people kind of showing their bad sides and getting all riled up probably made you feel uncomfortable and not like trust people in the city, which is very understandable. So what can you do around that? Whew, that's a tricky question. So I'm going to start with, I think one thing is to be open to observing the people around you. By the way, anyone else, this applies to you too. This could apply to your school or whatever situation you're in right now. So if you don't feel safe at your school or your community or your city, whatever it is, and something in the past kind of made you feel bad or traumatized, one thing you could do is just to be aware. Look around you. Look around at the people at your school, at your community, whatever it is, and see, are people really that bad, or are we just projecting our fears, our past on everyone? Like, for example, like if we got bullied growing up, chances are we're going to walk around in our life feeling like there's a bully around every single corner, unless we open our eyes and, start looking around and be like, are people really that bad? Start questioning, look at people's actions. Have people quote unquote changed? Are people really that bad, or is that just our fears? So that is one way you can start to see things differently and maybe start trusting people. For me, by the way, environment does matter. Like if you grow up in Compton, which is considered a rather dangerous neighborhood. I know some of you live in areas like that. There's chances where you probably want to keep your guard up because you don't want something to happen to you. That's very fair, but if you live in I'm very privileged to live in a very safe neighborhood here in Fountain Valley. I could walk out on the street and not feel scared, so I have that privilege. I'm lucky in that way. And in a way, for myself, I've learned to trust people. And even with people who don't seem as trustworthy, I always give them a chance. But if there's something that's completely off, my intuition is like, oh, there's something really, really off with this, then of course I will have my guard up. So it really depends. But yeah, I would say, of course, protect yourself, make sure you're safe, but be open to seeing people for who they are and be open to seeing a different perspective. That's what I gotta say. Alrighty, Jimmy says, when you were a little kid and you misbehave, what type of discipline act do your parents do with you? All right. So when I was young and I misbehave or my grades sucked or whatever, how do I get punished? It was a lot of, I would say, physical abuse stuff. We don't call it physical abuse. We just call it getting beat or like hit. Like my parents would slap me with fly swatters, and they would pull my hair, stuff like that. So there's a lot of like physical hitting, which is very common in a lot of what do you call them? In a lot of different cultures, Hispanic culture, chancla, Asian culture, fly swatter. So they did that. I would say that's the main one. I mean, I remember there's other stuff. I don't know if I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but like I remember one time I didn't want to eat my dinner and my mom put me in the garage and I started crying and I felt really bad and I felt scared and isolated. Yeah. So that kind of stuff happened too. And I mean, there's other things that happen. But I'd say that those are the main forms of punishments I had growing up. Now, is that the right thing to do? I don't know. That's just a matter of opinion. I don't think that's the right thing to do. It's cultural. Yeah. Alrighty. Morgan, hold on. Let me see where we are with comments. How we are with doing. All right. We're going to catch up with comments. Morgan says, Rich, I have to go soon. My family and I have been fighting so much. And actually, the accident with me trying to commit suicide, but I'm better in a way. And thanks for the confidence talk. It really helped. Morgan, you're most welcome. And thank you for being here. And I do hope that things do get better with your family and, internally with yourself. I do hope that you choose to remind yourself that you do matter, that you are worthy, you are capable, because you are. Okay. So thank you for being here, and please continue to keep fighting for you, for your family, for your friends, for your community, for the world, for me, because we need you. And I know that life sometimes is really challenging, and life can be hard. It could be hard, like even for me. Like sometimes I wake up, I'm like, life. I just want to hide. I get it. Yeah. Thank you, Morgan. Justin says, this really upset me. Whoops, I read that already. Sorry about that. Knuckles says, speaking of Dragon Ball, I just watched the new Dragon Ball movie today. Nice. I didn't know the movie came out. Let's see. Honey says, any Ronaldo or Messi fans? Nice. I'm sure there's plenty. Two really good soccer players. Free Jer. What is I'm gonna Isaac, I'm gonna talk to you more about that offline. About this Jer. What's going on with Jer? Can't tell if joking or not. We'll talk more. Justin oops. Jonathan says, I feel like Richard is an advertisement showing the books he's reading or he's read or reading. Well, I mean, these are good books. You know, these books sponsored by audible.com. No, I'm just kidding. I should not say that. I'm not sponsored by Audible. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm always down to, you know, give shout outs to positive information that's helpful to me. You know, knowledge changes lives. You know, knowledge really has the opportunity to change your life. So I do encourage reading. I do encourage, you know, reading what interests you, but also consider personal development stuff. Things that are going to grow who you are as an individual, because really, like, there is so much power in it. And growing up, I never read. Like, literally, I think by the time I graduated from high school, I think I read like 1 or 2 books, like novels. That's it. I spark noted everything throughout high school. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying that's what I did because I had such a hard time reading. And I had to force myself to read that 1 or 2 books that I did, novels I did read in high school. But yeah, reading is still challenging for me, but I still do it to the best of my ability. You know, read at your own pace, take life at your own pace. You know, the girl I'm dating could read this book in half a day. And this book will probably take me a month to read. Go at your own pace. And, you know, you'll start to learn faster. So I'm sure some of you probably read faster than I do. It's okay. Alrighty. Jimmy says, with your knowledge, what types of discipline acts do they use to discipline children in Taiwan? Hitting is definitely probably that's a very traditional thing that Asian and Taiwanese parents do, is they'll hit their kids if they're being naughty, you know, like whatever, on the arm, they'll hit them on the butt, you know, whatever, on mostly arms. They'll pull it. I remember my mom pulled my ear a lot. I don't know, it's weird stuff. It's childhood times. Okay, Richard. Wow, nope, that's not what. Jonathan McKenna says, Richard, I feel like as a kid, the last thing you wanted to do was read anything other than the bout of all your Pokemon cards. That is, you are very true about that, Jonathan. I should probably just make Pokemon cards educational, subliminally educational. All right. Isaac says, Jerry's in juvenile detention hall for possession of illegal firearm and having illegal narcotics. Really? That sounds pretty real. I mean, pretty descriptive. I don't know if that is, but if so, that's unfortunate. Yeah, and I do hope that things do get better. Maddie, if you're on, welcome back. It's good to see you on. Honey says, bro, at practice it was so cold, but it was sunny and everyone was wearing shorts because, you know, it's soccer. You want to be comfy anyways. Everyone's legs were so numb that we had to run an extra lap. Exciting, fun stuff. Marco J's life. What's up? Hey, Richard, it's the old moderator bot guy. Oh, what's up? What's up? Yeah. I'm on my other account. Awesome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for the congrats. All right. Let's see. Done. Isaac says, sorry, we can't talk about anything due to the fact that if we speak, they can mess us up. And he also was there for a gang affiliation with Fort Town. I'm confused, man. I'm confused. Not sure what to think, Isaac. Alrighty. Justin says, I do give our warning. The stuff that's on there is pretty pathetic. What is that? What's all over YouTube? If you are all curious about the riot, just search up 2011 Stanley Cup riot. Ah, interesting. That is fascinating. Yo, Isaac, this is great. Like, you sound pretty serious right now, and I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, I do hope everything is okay. Can't tell, but you do sound pretty serious about it. Jimmy says, did you hear about the government shutdown and Trump's plan on building the wall? Are you into politics? I did hear about that, and politics, I don't know, politics is crazy. Like, oh goodness, I don't even know what to think about that. Like, yeah, I don't know. You know, I just hope that things become more peaceful, and you know, we're making good decisions for our world in a way. Yeah. Things will pass, time will pass, and you know, sometimes we take 5 steps forward and 3 steps back, and hopefully we just keep moving forward into being a productive and progressive nation and world where we're more peaceful and supportive towards each other and less hateful. Yeah. T series. Nice one. You know, I randomly checked and I noticed that PewDiePie and T series are really, really close in sub counts right now. Like within a few 100,000. That's pretty crazy. Sophia says, have you heard about the Crescent Elk accident? Depends which one. I think I have, Sophia. I did hear about an incident that happened recently. And yeah, it's sad to hear. You are, if you're allowed to, you're free to clarify what it was. But yeah. John says, we will not get into politics. We're here for another 3 hours. We need world peace. Yes. We will pay you to shout us out. Nice. Who am I says, Mr. Beast is going to help PewDiePie again. Oh my goodness. That race is hilarious. Justin says, the whole government shutdown needs to end soon. There's people that aren't getting paid for their job because of it. I have not been super involved with the politics of it. I was not aware that is still shut down. You know, that's ridiculous. Ah, goodness. I'm not going to make this political. I will not express my political opinions right now in this moment, but our political system is interesting, is what I'll say. John says, making videos saying Mr. Beast 10,000 times. Go watch it. Nice. Alrighty. We're caught up with comments, which is awesome. I'm happy to be caught up with comments. People. Maddie, miss you too. How am I? My life right now is interesting. It's crazy, a good kind of crazy. Like, I'm in this part of my life right now that I'm fighting my old self. I'm fighting my anxiety. I'm fighting the challenges. You know, all of us as humans, we all have our own different challenges. And you know, myself, I struggle with anxiety, and I'm literally like every single day, especially these past 2 weeks, I've been fighting. I've been working hard. I've been pushing, you know, not letting my anxiety in a way dictate my life, not letting it bring me down. And I'm just trying to break through that feeling of anxiety, that thing that stops me from being productive every single day. And I know that once I take control of that, like, I will start being happier, productive, everything like that. But I will say that these past 2 weeks have been incredible. Like, I love, like, life is beautiful. Our challenges are beautiful. You know, the struggles that we have every single day are beautiful. I was talking with the girl I'm dating. You know, we've had our challenges, and I love our challenges. It makes our relationships so beautiful. So, and like, life is beautiful. It really is. So, if you're, you know, if you're struggling with whatever you're struggling with, like, embrace it. You know, yes, you can feel crappy. It's challenges suck. You know, they're painful. They hurt. They're hard. They're difficult. They make us feel in a funk sometimes. But, like, just know that these hardships and challenges are beautiful, and they really do make life colorful. I remember hearing a story, and I'm trying to remember. You know, I think it came from this book right here. It's about a story about a man who, the king's son. The king's son. The king wanted his son to not have to suffer any at all. So the king, you know, he can do whatever he wants. He's like, son, I'm not letting you suffer. So the king built, you know, these big walls around his castle and his empire, and he gave his son from little age everything he could possibly imagine. If he cried or whined or he said, I want this, I want that, the king would get it for him. He had servants, everything. And even though the son had everything, his life was quote unquote perfect. He had everything he could possibly imagine. He still felt this emptiness. You know, nothing really satisfied him. So one day, this we'll call it the prince. You know, he grows up a little bit, and he's like, I want to wander outside the castle wall. So he wanders out of the castle wall, and he sees the local village. He starts seeing people suffering, and he's like, what, like, what is going on? What, like, why are people suffering? You know, like, my whole life I've had everything I wanted. Isn't that how people live? And he starts seeing suffering, and he gets really distraught. He gets really sad. He comes back to his home in the castle that he has everything, and he's like broken. He's just like, what? Like, why is there so much suffering going on? And he makes a decision. He leaves his home, the castle that he has everything, and he becomes homeless on the street. And he suffers. He suffers for several years, and then he realizes that suffering doesn't work either. It doesn't give you fulfillment. So he's trying to figure out. He's having like this midlife crisis, and he realizes that in a way they're suffering when they're suffering outside, and there's like wherever you go, they're suffering. So the point is that, by the way, I think that story is referring to Buddha, and according to his book, or my interpretation of the book. And the point is like, no matter what in our life, we're all going to struggle. We're all going to suffer. Whether you struggle and suffer with hardships and financial things, or you have everything, you're going to have some sort of suffering emotionally or whatever it is. So what I get away from it is to just embrace the struggle. Like, it's okay. Life is beautiful, you know? So embrace it. We all have struggles. Yeah. All righty. Let's see here. Honey says, do you think the girl that you're dating is the one, and will she be in one of your lives? Man, these are really personal questions. I'm open to answering. Let's see. What I'll say is that we have an interesting relationship. I see a lot of potential, and I am super, like, I do like her. She's an incredible person, and we are honestly still figuring that part out. But you know, I love the adventure of the journey of life and figuring out relationships and things like that. So, you know, I'll ask her if she's open to being on one. But yeah, you know, she's an amazing person. All right. Justin says, hey, Richard, if it's all good with you, I'm almost certain it is. I'm going to ask another live question before I go. Go for it, man. Always just shout it out. You don't even need to ask if you could ask a question. Just ask the question. Yeah. Jimmy says, within 6 months, you'll be 30. How will the 30-year-old milestone be like for you? Jimmy, great question, man. Hey, Jimmy, I miss you, man. Thank you for always like just keeping in touch, emailing, and I hope you're doing well as well. So yes, I'm going to be 30 coming up pretty soon in the next 6 months. And it's exciting. It's like, I've honestly felt 30 this whole entire year, but like, for me, like, it's like, oh, it feels kind of old. It's like the next decade. And in a way, like, we get to ask ourselves, how do we want to live our lives? And like, there's so much potential. I'm just really excited for 30s. Like, 30s is like, I have knowledge and wisdom, you know, from my 20s. So there's a lot I could expand on. I'm just really excited about it. So yeah. Jonathan says, Think you'll ever do another 12-hour live? So let's see. Let's see. I am open to considering doing another 12-hour live. That's all. Maddie says, I'm in a new relationship. Congratulations. And I hope things are going well. Relationships are always exciting. There's always something to learn in relationships, and they're fun. And even if it's messy, or even if you're single, it doesn't matter. Like, just embrace your life as it is. I get it. I've been through plenty of heartbreak. I've been single for very long. So I've been on multiple sides, and yeah, life is interesting. Jimmy says, even though you're 29, you look 25 to me. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. John says, what about a 24-hour live? I'll be on all 24 or 12. You're hardcore, man. Let's see. Just Incredible, you got your question before we go? I'm going to wait for a couple minutes for Just Incredible to ask his question if he's still on. But I'm going to wrap up this live stream with thoughts. First of all, the next live stream I'm going to try doing it on Monday. I don't want to promise because I have a presentation the next morning that's very, very important to me. I'm speaking to 2,800 high school students. And yeah, I want to focus. So no promises for Monday, but if I don't do Monday, I will do it Wednesday. Okay. So one or the other, or maybe possibly both, depending on how I feel on Wednesday or Monday. And if I feel prepared, I'll let you know. All right. So I'm going to jump to Justin's question right now. I'm going to wrap up, and then I'm going to give my little outro summary, and then I will read the rest of your comments. And then, yeah, Justin says, basically, Richard, for the past couple of years, me and my family have gone on a few trips to see my aunts and uncles in the East Coast. I enjoy spending time with my uncles, etc. But whenever I'm down there, they're always fighting in a way where it's almost like they don't want to have a good time when I'm down there. This upsets me because I like to have my family, where are we? Have a good time, because we only get a couple weeks out of the whole year. And every time I go there, they always do something that makes me upset, no matter how hard I try to keep the peace of my family fighting. On top of that, my autistic brother is hard to travel with, thus making traveling not fun at all for me. And now my parents want to take another trip to go see them. Any advice? All right, Justin, that's a great question, man. And I feel you. I feel you on that. Like, you just want to have a good, peaceful time. Why can't people just be friendly and peaceful? Justin, the fact that I have relatives and family, I understand. Family that fights too, I understand it. And I understand it on a personal level because, there's been times where I have not gotten along with other family members and immediate family members too. So I think in general, it's very hard for us to change someone else. Like, they need to want to change for themselves. The relatives who are fighting, they need to want to reconcile. They need to want to work together to be more peaceful with each other, or whoever all the relatives that are fighting are. I get it. I have distant cousins and things like that also fight, and that affects the family dynamic. It makes things weird. So, my thing is, honestly, this simple advice is just enjoy it to the best of your ability, and do what you can to create peace or create that space for people to reconcile and be better together. Just do the best you can. And if you are driven, if you're committed, you're like, you know what, I really want to resolve these challenges, then push those conversations forward. Challenge your family if that's what you want to do. If you're like burning desire, I really want to do this, then say, hey, look, I'm trying to have a good time. Can you please talk with this uncle? Can you talk with aunt? Whatever it is. But if that's not your cup of tea and you just want to have a good time, and then just do the best you can, if that makes sense. So I think that's all we really can do. Yeah. just be at peace with the chaos of family, because it happens. I feel like almost every single family always has challenges in ways, even if we want them to be perfect. Yes. Alrighty. Whew. Gonna have a good night, Richard. See you Wednesday or Friday. I don't know when. Not this week, next week. Monday or Wednesday next week. Not this week. I will be busy. Okay, so Brian Tran and anyone else who commented below Brian Tran, I'm going to read your comments in literally like a minute or so, 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to first going to recap and then I'm going to read your comments. So no, that's awkward. I'm just going to read your comments. Brian says, Richard, I have a question about schooling. I'm currently in my junior year and I still don't know what to do. What to major in life. What should I do? Brian, let's see. Water's not open yet. Let's see here. You're in junior year. College? You're talking about majors. Are you a junior in college? If you're a junior in college and you don't know what to major in, it's okay. Like, pick. Goodness. Okay, this is straight up opinion. This is not facts. Oh, high school. You're in high school. It's okay. Like, literally, do you know that like majority of people who are in college don't know what they want to do? They don't know what major they want to do. A lot of people just pick majors because, you know, they're told to go to college and they just kind of guess what they want to do. You know, you don't have to know everything. Just choose. If you don't know what you want to do, continue to explore. Do your best. You know, learn about certain majors. Think about, look at what might be interesting to you. You know, is medical interesting to you? Is engineering? Is business, finances, accounting? Is psychology? Is arts? You know, explore. You know, it's in a way, it's your life. Like, just try to do something that interests you, that you're passionate about. Is what I would say. That's my opinion. You know, your parents might disagree. If they're traditional Asian Vietnamese parents, I say, no, you become doctor. It's up to you. But yeah, just explore. It's okay to not know what you want to major in. Just keep exploring and do the best that you can. I'll tell you, when I applied for college, I didn't fully really know what I want to major in. I started as psychology, which I still am interested in psychology. And I only chose psychology because I had one psychology class, AP Psych, and it interested me. So that's why I did it. But then I switched to business. So yeah, it's okay. Another strategy that people use for getting into college is sometimes people declare a major that is easier. For example, let's say, I don't know exactly, but let's say there's more openings for liberal arts. You don't want to do liberal arts, but it's easier to get in that way. And then after you get accepted to a college, you switch your major. Does that make sense? Okay. Alrighty. Jimmy, thanks for being here. And wishing you best of luck with everything. Appreciate it. Oliver, have a good night. Let's see. Justin says, I am aware that there are people and maybe people in this comment section that would kill to go on a vacation. I'm aware of that. I believe everyone is different though. Yeah. Honey says, by the way, Richard, got to go. Got to go to bed, tired, and got school. Awesome. Have a good night. Justin says, I'll be on the next live stream. Thank you, man. It's great to see you. What do I think about, who am I says, what do I think about school? School, I got too many thoughts to voice them right now. You know, it's a lot of mixed feelings. I think school does have value. I think the school system can be improved, but I'm grateful for the opportunities that it does create to help us learn and grow. But yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons. Yeah. Brian says, I just wanted to plan ahead so I don't be in huge debt. That's good. Yeah. Keep asking these questions, Brian. You know, not just to me, but everyone. Like, if you don't know the answer, or if you're stuck somewhere and you have a question, just keep asking questions. That's really how we as humans grow and develop and be better. Just ask questions. All right. Hey, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Like, seriously, it's so cool that even after 3 weeks, I see so many familiar and new faces on this live stream. I think we had like 16 people at the peak. That's awesome. I love it. I love that you all are still here. You guys are amazing. So much fun. Yeah. So have a great week. And really quick last minute recap. Confidence comes from inside. It's like, you don't need to accomplish things to be confident. You don't need to be popular. You don't need to be you don't need to look a certain way. You can still be confident with who you are, even if you feel like you are fat or unattractive or whatever. Like, confidence is literally just a thought. So, and if you don't feel confident, that's also a thought. You're like, I'm not confident. I'm not good enough. Those are thoughts too. We can change those thoughts. And confidence is like, people who are confident just own being confident. They just are. I'm trying to think of an example, but I'm thinking about, like, in a way, who's Amy Schumer? Is she a good example? Is that the right person I'm thinking about? Yeah, let's go with Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer, the actress. I believe she's overweight. For me, like, growing up, I used to be very insecure with, body image. So in a way, I'm just being open. Like, if I was in her body, I would feel insecure. But Amy Schumer is a perfect example. She's someone who embraces who she is. She's super confident, even though, her body is not super, fit and everything like that in that way. Amy Schumer is amazing. But point is, confidence is really what comes from within. And it's just a mindset. So it can be improved and worked on. All right, people, thank you for being here. Sending you lots of love. Maddie, miss you too. And are you going to Crescent Elk? Yes, I am. I don't know if you heard that earlier. I think you did. February, I'm very likely, it's not official yet, but I'm very likely going to be at Crescent Elk on February 1st, and then in the area on Saturday, February 2nd, for a middle school day camp, which everyone at Crescent Elk will be notified about and is welcome to. Okay. That being said, have a good night and take care. We'll be on probably next Monday, if not on Wednesday, Monday or Wednesday next week. Okay. Good night. Bye-bye.